Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. I am an art therapist and an artist, and today I wanted to share with you 5 ways to help you discover your creative voice. So what inspired this video for me is the fact that I'm going through a huge shift in my creative practice right now. So I've been a painter my whole life, and I've definitely developed a style where it's very distinctively me, and when you look at that painting that you know it's mine. And it took me a long time to help me find that. It took years and years and years of practice. But I've been feeling a huge shift where I'm changing and a lot of my values are changing. What I believe in is changing, and what I want to share with the world is changing. And so I am kind of undergoing a huge transformation right now where I'm trying to rediscover my creative voice. So I wanted to share these tips with you. It's maybe because you're going through the same thing, or maybe you're just trying to find it for the first time. So the first tip I have for you is to face your past and give yourself permission. So what I mean by that is that facing your past is really important when it comes to your creativity, because I've worked with hundreds of people before. I've had hundreds of conversations about creativity with people, and what everyone tells me, what the underlying thread about all these stories is that everyone has a story where someone told them that their artwork wasn't good enough, or maybe someone criticized them, a teacher, someone at school, maybe their parents. Whoever it is, someone told them that it wasn't good enough, and that stopped them from creating. I know for myself, I have a story like that. I did a whole video about it. I will link it down below if you are curious about it. All it takes is one experience from our past to stop us. If you release these stories, if you write it down and release it out on paper and reflect on them and know that it doesn't matter anymore and just let them go, then you are finally giving yourself permission to create again. Giving yourself permission is the number one. Someone told us that we shouldn't, and so we believe that. And even though it was 20 years ago or even more than that, these stories and these words still stick with us. You may not think it does, but it does. Giving yourself permission to actually create what you want to create is the first step into finding your creative voice. Number 2 is to make the commitment and be consistent. And I know this is advice that you probably hear a lot. It's very common and overused, but there is so much truth in it. I have been committing to my creative practice for many, many years. And even when I think about starting this YouTube channel, I remember thinking, okay, I'm gonna commit to 1 video a week. And that was a year ago. And I remember feeling like, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough content or ideas to actually do it. But once I made the commitment and once I started doing it weekly, the ideas start to come more and more. And that's when everything started to flow. The thing is, the more you create, the more that you are consistent with your practice, the more the ideas come and the easier it gets. You have to remember that creativity is a muscle, so you have to keep practicing it. You know, at the end of the day, it is work. You have to work at it. It doesn't come always so easily and effortlessly. It takes consistency, it takes focus, and it takes dedication. And for you to say to yourself, I dedicate myself to my creativity, for you to even say that out loud and declare it to the universe or even write it in your journal, that will help you stay committed to yourself. Because creativity is a commitment of time, a commitment of your energy, is a commitment of your resources and money. And so you have to take the responsibility and say that you are committed to it before you can even discover your creative voice. It takes you showing up day after day, even sometimes when you don't want to, and through that experience, you will gain so many insights and so much growth in your creative practice. So stay committed and stay focused on your path, and do not get distracted. If this is what you really want to pursue, you have to stay committed. Number 3 is to accept that it is always evolving and be open to the change. So as I said earlier in this video, I'm going through a transformation right now in my creative practice, and it's really scary for me to leave the world of acrylic painting. You know, it's a medium that I've used for so many years. It's a medium that I've mastered. You know, I know it inside and out, but it doesn't feel aligned to me anymore in what I believe in just how I see the world and what I want to share with the world. And that's okay. So there's that fear part of me, but there's also the part of me that is open to that change and know that I have to kind of flow with it and know that you're always going to be evolving too. So don't put yourself in a box. So if you are a singer, you don't have to put yourself in that box for the rest of your life. Know that you can always try other mediums and be open to that, because you're always changing, you are shifting, and your interests may shift. When I think about myself in the past year, I never thought I'll be making videos or making content online, but I have, and pursuing that has opened up so many possibilities and so many doors for me that I didn't think were possible. And it feels good because it feels aligned to what I believe in right now. And it may change tomorrow, it may change next year, but what's important is that you keep staying true to yourself and you keep allowing yourself to grow and change as time goes on. Number 4 is to reflect on your life story and trust your own uniqueness. So we are all unique, you know, we all have a voice that is different from others. We all have a hand. We are all different, and you really have to embrace that part of you. If I ask you to draw a circle and I ask someone else to draw a circle and I draw a circle, it's all going to look different because we are different people. So you have to really embrace that part of yourself. What you see as faults may not be a fault. Maybe it's actually going to help you into finding your creative voice. If you lovingly embrace that and accept yourself with no judgment and accept all of who you are and accept where you came from and how experiences have shaped you and how your life has shaped who you are, then you're able to stay true to yourself and find that creative voice. So ask yourself, what do you want to share with the world? You know, what are your values? What is that message that you want to convey with your art? You, not anyone else. I know in the world of social media, it's so easy to look around and see all these artists that are doing their thing. It can be really discouraging because you may not feel like you are enough. But you know what? Everyone has to start somewhere. And the first step is to just accept yourself and accept your life and your path and your uniqueness, and know that there is room and space for everyone to be who they want to be, express what they want to express, and share what they want to share. You are different. You are unique. So embrace that, and trust that that will lead you to finding your creative voice and the true you. Number 5 is to replace failing with curiosity. So I can't tell you how many paintings I have failed, how many paintings I have not finished because it just didn't work out. And I could have given up many times in my career, but I chose to see those opportunities of failing as an opportunity of growth and curiosity. Each failed painting, each failed song or dance is a lesson. There is something to be learned in that, and that brings you to your next piece and your next piece, and each piece is just bringing you to where you are supposed to go. So don't see anything that you do as a failure. It is something that is helping you reach the next step, and it's all part of the journey. There are no mistakes in the creative process. There are none. So remember that you are not failing just because you didn't complete a piece of work, just because that didn't work out. That is helping you create something that is even bigger, that is even more aligned to who you are. It's easier to see your failures as a lesson so that you can get up and dust yourself off and keep on going. Because that's where a lot of people could give up, is when they make one bad painting or one bad song, you know, and they think that they're not good enough. And that's where a lot of people stop. But you have to remember that is only helping you get to where you are needing to be. So I really hope that these tips have helped you, and I really encourage you that if you have an inkling, if you have a feeling inside of something that you want to create, whether it's a dance, it's a painting, it's a drawing, it's a poem, whatever it is, I really encourage you to pick up your pen, your paintbrush, your guitar, and just start. It just takes one step, and you have to stay committed, and you will get there. I believe that finding your creative voice and dedicating your time to creativity is the most healing thing. It will help you feel more fulfilled, more authentically you, and free. You're essentially freeing yourself and showing the world who you are. And that is a really, really great feeling. And I really truly believe in the power of a creative practice and the power of finding your creative voice. The more that you know yourself, the more that you're at peace with your life, and more that you're peace at your life, then the more grateful you are and the more healthy you are. It's all interconnected. You know, creativity is a big part of our life, and it plays a big part in our mental health and our spiritual health and our emotional health. So I really encourage you to create, and I really encourage you to just start and know that you're unique and there's room for you to do what you want to do and share what you want to share. And if you want to dive deeper into the therapeutic art process with me, I do offer one-on-one online sessions. So if you want to discover more of who you are and maybe find parts of yourself that you didn't even know existed inside of you through art and through the creative process in a safe and non-judgmental space, I invite you just to contact me if you feel the urge. And in the meantime, I'm sending you all love and creativity, and I'll see you next week.